Okay. Thank you, everyone. Our mission, Helping Parents Heal, is a nonprofit organization dedicating to assisting bereaved parents to become shining light parents by providing support and resources to aid in the healing process. We go a step beyond other groups by allowing the open discussion of spiritual experiences and evidence for the afterlife in a non-dogmatic way. Affiliate groups welcome everyone, regardless of religious or non-religious background, and allow for open dialogue. Attendance today at the Helping Parents Heal meeting is voluntary, and we are here for the benefit of learning from and sharing with other parents whose child has passed away. It is understood that our discussions are intended to be confidential and not designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. However, these Zoom meetings are very helpful to parents all around the world, and they are posted on YouTube so that affiliate members who are not able to attend live can also watch. Helping Parents Heal offers a wide variety of speakers to allow parents to be informed about many possible ways to heal, to connect with their children, and to learn about the afterlife. The views expressed by our guests do not necessarily reflect those of Helping Parents Heal, and we ask that you take from them presentations whatever may benefit you personally. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Carol. I'm just going to read a very brief bio about Pauline. Pauline writes, I've been touched with the gift of clairvoyance since the age of 12 years. My psychic abilities have developed further over the years, and I now work as an international clairvoyant and medium. I travel across Great Britain and Europe giving private readings and spiritual healing. My work also involves offering spiritual teaching. My greatest pleasure is witnessing the joy on people's faces after offering guidance and delivering messages from their loved ones in spirit to help people on their journeys through life. Pauline is a Helping Parents Heal recommended medium. You can find out more information about her. We'll put her website in the chat. I'm going to turn it over to Pauline, but I am going to ask everyone that when Pauline starts to give validations, that we ask you not to write in the chat unless you can take every validation that she has to say. Okay, Pauline, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, and thank you, Irene, for welcoming me here again. It gives me great pleasure to come forward and work with the parents here. So thank you very much. It's evening here and it's the afternoon there for you. So I'm going to say good evening to you because I'm in the UK. As I was waiting to get ready to come tonight, I've already had sort of 3 or 4 youngsters come forwards to speak to their loved ones. But the first one I have is a little girl, and she's got brown hair, like a fringe and a little bobbed haircut. Her hair's very thick. She's got a beautiful smile as she turns and looks at me. She might be a little bit chubby rather than skinny, and I wouldn't know sort of quite where to put her in her age, but because I've never had kids, so I want to say she could be 6, 7, 8 maximum. She's got a beautiful smile, and I can just hear her saying, I'm here to see my mummy, I'm here to see my mummy. So she passed quite quickly, she tells me. I feel that things were fine with her, and then there was some complication around her, and she became unwell, and then she passed to spirit quite quickly. That's what she's telling me. She would have had a favourite toy that she carried around with her when she was a bit smaller. I feel this was a soft toy. I want to be a thumb sucker, or certainly something in my mouth. So does anybody understand this beautiful little girl?
Please type in the chat if you can take any.
I see Nicole raising her hand. Nicole?
Okay. I'll ask Nicole to unmute. Nicole says, Pauline, she can take everything but not the brown hair.
Okay. You can take everything else.
That's what she said.
You've got mute on. You need to unmute, Nicole, so I can talk to you.
Yes. Ask her to unmute.
Can you unmute?
Hi.
Nicole, you understand everything else bar the colour of the hair.
That's right.
How dark was her hair?
She was blonde.
She was blonde. Now, I mean, I'm a hairdresser. Was it light blonde or was it a darker blonde?
Light blonde.
A light blonde. And you understand the toy, you understand absolutely everything else.
Yes.
Right, okay. I don't quite know what to do because she's shaking her head up and down. She's shaking her head up and down. And would she have been in that age that I gave you?
Well, she was actually 11, but she looked a lot younger than 11.
And did she carry a little bit of weight on her?
She did, yes.
Okay. All right. I'm still seeing the dark-haired child, but if everything else fits, I'm really torn. And would you understand that this was a condition that came around her and complications, and she lost a fight to get through this?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Now, before I go any further, does anybody else understand it, or shall I just come and work with Nicole?
No one has put anything else in the chat so far, Pauline.
Okay, I'm going to go with this because if everything else is right and I've got the hair colour wrong, then I just need to work with this. And was there a particular dress this child liked to wear?
No, not really.
Right. Did you put her in a dress at the end?
Yes,
You did. And was it a particularly lovely dress?
it was.
Right. Okay. She's just making me aware of this dress. I don't feel that she was, I don't want to say not a girly girl because she is a girly girl, but I feel she would have been far more comfortable in little leggings, trousers, shorts, that sort of stuff.
Yes.
I understand that. She's full of life and vitality. She's jumping all over the place and she's got loads and loads of energy.
Yes, she did before she got sick.
And she was loved by so many people, so many people. There's a gentleman in the spirit world that's got hold of her hand as well. So I need that connecting to your family. Can you understand him?
It could be my husband's grandfather.
He's definitely a grandfather because he said to me grandfather. Okay, so that'll validate it for me then. And as she comes forwards, I want a really affectionate child as well.
Very.
She would have got on your lap, she would have kissed your face, but she seems as if she couldn't sit still because she's jumping all over me, sitting here with me. All right. Now, has there been another baby born since we've lost this little one?
No.
Right. Did she have a younger sibling?
Yes.
She did. Okay. Because I'm being shown a younger sibling. All right, let's have a little look at this. Okay, heartbreaking. She says, "Don't ever forget me," and I know you won't. I know you won't. But she just wants to say it. She seems anxious. She wants to be with you. She wants to carry on her life, but she has a whole different life now. And for her, the transition from earth to the spirit world was so quick. You understand that? But what she's left behind for you are the memories. Some wonderful, wonderful memories. She holds up this dress again, so I know this dress was an important thing that she was put in. All right. Did she have a bangle? Did you buy her a bangle?
She has a bracelet. I can't find it though.
You can't find it. She talks about she calls it. We call them bangles. She talks about her bangle. So it's definitely for you, and. Do we have a Billy in the family or a link with a Billy?
No.
Okay. I've just heard her shout Billy. Now that could be even an animal, but I just,
could it be Bailey?
What did you say, Bailey?
Yeah.
Right. I'm hearing it as Billy, so I don't make things fit. I don't need to, so I'll go with that. And you still celebrate her birthday.
Yes.
And that's a lovely thing to do. That's a lovely thing to do. And you've got I want to say a memory box with things that you look at. You just look at them, and that helps you as well. She's around the family an awful lot. Do you have a dog?
Yes.
And does that dog sometimes just bark?
Yes.
And you know why that dog's barking?
I do.
Because she's there. I'm going to give you this wonderful little girl because I do feel that very much that she's for you, and always remember that she's just a breath away from you, no further. And thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Pauline. That's wonderful, Nicole.
Okay. Have I got anybody here? And if the parent isn't here, then somebody that would know of a young man that had to go to prison, and something happened in the prison, and he lost his life.
Okay.
Now, does anybody? Is that the lady at the top? Is that Azza? Do you understand this?
I'm seeing Paula said a few people, Paula and Lori both said me. So I don't know if you have more than just a young man.
I've got one lady at the top of the screen.
Okay. Azza, can you? All right. So Azza also, if everyone can also please type it in the chat, because we are monitoring the chat, not raising hands. Do you have anything else that you can add to that, Pauline, if we have 3 people that can take that?
I feel that this young man wasn't a bad person. He really wasn't. And I feel he got mixed up with the wrong type of people and got dragged along with it. And then he lost his life. Well,
Lori has written in the chat box that her son passed in prison. So I don't know if the other moms that answered yes to the prison, if their sons, because you did say the son passed in prison.
In prison, definitely.
So let me see if I can get Lori up. Okay, I've asked Lori to unmute if you want to. Lori, can you please?
Hi, Lori, can you hear me? You need to unmute. No, you're still on mute.
I asked her to unmute. Lori?
I'm unmuted on mine.
Okay, it's showing that you're not, but that's okay. So you understand this as a young man, and you understand everything I just said, that he got in with the wrong crowd and he got carried along with it, and he wasn't a bad person.
No.
And so therefore he couldn't conform to what was going on in the prison, and that's why he lost his life.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Now there was another lady with her hand up, but she seems to have disappeared. But this feels quite strong here. And would he have been similar looking to you?
Yes.
And brown hair?
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely. Would his hair have been quite dark?
It was getting darker the longer he was in there. Yes, it was dark.
It was dark, and he's got a cheeky smile. I don't see a great big person either. I don't see a massively built guy. He's quite slim, but he couldn't cope with it. He just couldn't cope with it. And he wants to say that, you know, if he could turn back time, if he could stop what happened, then he would have done. Was there connected around any of this a shooting?
I'm not aware of that.
Okay, I just saw a disturbance, and I can see a gun being pulled here, but I can see a group of lads connecting to this.
Well, it's kind of under suspicion right now, the way he passed in prison.
Okay, all right, thank you.
So we don't know everything. We don't know everything.
All right, I don't want to dwell on that because I don't want to bring you sadness. I want to bring you the fun part of him.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to bring that fun part. Did he ever go in the water? Did he like the water?
Loved the water. I get dreams from him about the water all the time.
Because he's on I don't know if it's one of those surfboard things or whether it's a thing with a sail on it, but he's certainly, he calls it in the ocean, and he's having the time of his life. You understand that?
I totally understand it.
He's having the time of his life, and he says that he's okay, and love to his family, and he says that it's quite a big family.
Very big.
And there's a lot of youngsters, he said, and they need to be made aware of right and wrong, and they need to listen to what their mum and dad have to say, because he said he didn't, and he wished he had, but he's not coming through with mournfulness. He's laughing. When he was younger, he would have ridden a pedal bike, a push bike.
Mm-hmm.
And he would have stood that up on its back wheel as well, because I can see him doing all of that, laughing.
Oh yeah.
He had nice hair, because I want to put my fingers in it and rough it about.
Yes.
The
Yes.
girls loved him because he has a real, I don't know, I want to call him like a Latino look, a real good looking lad. And he just says, you know, remember me and smile, remember me and smile. Did he bite his fingernails?
All the time.
His fingernails are terrible, and I've told him terrible fingernails, and he just laughs. He puts his arm around you, and I do hope you feel him do that.
I do.
I do hope you do that. And this youngster would have liked. He was a real softie, actually, because he liked the animals, and he was very polite. I can hear him talking to people. And he must have had, we call them paper rounds. I'm being shown these things where they throw the papers up the drive. Did he do that sort of thing?
No, he didn't do that.
He didn't have a paper round. We call them paper.
No. No. He played baseball.
No, I can't change it to baseball. But he was full of fun, He stayed out too late. He got into trouble for being out late.
Yep.
He had an untidy bedroom. I can see all of that as well. But he must have got into some kind of problem with finance as well. And that was his biggest regret, the problem with the finance. He was bright, he was clever. He was a clever kid. And he says, thanks for everything you did. And you're not to hold it as your problem, because it isn't. He said, don't blame yourself. It comes with a lot of love. I'm going to leave his love with you. No, he's okay. I need you to know that.
Thank you so much.
And
Thank
God
you
bless
so
you.
much.
God bless. Thank you.
God bless. Thank you.
All right. I have a tiny baby here, no more than 3 months old, possibly even younger than that. It passed to spirit. It's a little girl, and she would have had trouble. I don't know if it's with the esophagus, with the swallowing of her food, but I feel she was sickly. A beautiful, beautiful little girl here. So does anybody understand this child? If I've got the age wrong and she went before or a little bit after, I'll accept that.
Okay, we've put that in the chat if anyone can take it. No one so far, Pauline.
Right, okay. I don't even know if she was 3 months old, because she looks tiny. She looks tiny. And I know she just faded away, bless her.
Okay. No one is taking any of it, which is surprising.
And her mum would have been fair-haired, long fair hair, because I can see her hair over the baby.
Someone, Benita is typing, an infant daughter was 10 days old.
Right. Okay. And what color hair has mum got?
Benita, what should I ask Benita to unmute? Okay, I've asked her to unmute. Benita, if you can talk,
Let me
please?
do this. Hello?
Hi, can you turn your camera on?
Yes, I'm looking for it. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm not very good at this. Okay, how do I do the camera again? Oh, here.
There you are.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sitting in the dark.
That's okay.
Apologize. Hi, Pauline.
Hi. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand that she was an infant when she passed away. Not necessarily a breathing issue, but a multi-organ issue.
Okay. And if I use the word faded away, would that make more sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. Is your hair fair?
My hair was medium brown and it was really long at the time.
Okay. I just see long hair falling over this baby's face.
Yes, that would be, I had very long hair at the time.
Falling over this baby's face. And did she pass away in your arms?
No, she did not.
She didn't. Okay. I'm just feeling that I feel that this little one. Okay, let me look at this another way for you. Was she handed back to you to hold?
A few times, but not prior to her dying.
Right. Okay. Because I need her to have been in her mum's arms or given back to her mum to hold her.
There was a point where she was transferring from one hospital to another, and she was given to me to hold while they were doing paperwork, and I held her.
And would your hair have been loose then? Because that's what I
Yes.
kept being shown.
Yes.
But she
Yes.
was, to look at, she was absolutely perfect.
Beautiful, perfect.
Beautiful, cherub-like baby.
Yeah, she was.
Was there any swelling in her tummy? Was her tummy distended?
Yes.
Because I can see that. I can see this tummy distended. But I'm also being shown. Would you have put special little shoes on her at the end?
No, not that I recall.
Not when she went into her little coffin.
No,
Okay.
I was actually.
Have you
No,
kept?
actually, I was sick myself.
Okay.
We were
Have you
both.
kept a pair of shoes?
There could have been. I didn't prepare her for a family involved themselves with that. I
Okay.
was.
But in her wardrobe of little bits for her, did you keep from that a pair of shoes, pretty little shoes?
I
Little,
did initially, yes, I did, and then I offered them to a woman who didn't have a lot of money and who was having
fine.
babies.
That
So
all I wanted was something on the shoes just to confirm it, because she
Sure.
shows me that. She shows me that. And even though she was tiny like that, they can still communicate with me. They can still communicate with me. And
she does, actually.
yeah, she does. And she talks, she actually messes about with sound. So whether that's a tinkle starts, a noise, she can mess about with the radio. She can do all stuff like that. And she
Pay more attention to that.
she says the synchronicity of things, when you think, oh look, what a coincidence, it's not at all, because it's her.
Yeah. I actually have 3 children in spirit, so I always get confused with who's sending me what.
Okay, but this is a beautiful little tiny baby girl, so that's the one I want
Yes.
to connect. That's the one I want to connect with. I'm so pleased I could place her, because when they're that tiny, it's not easy for me to let them just wander around. So I can't give you a lot more on it. All I know is that you've been able to talk to other people who have had similar experiences, and
Yes.
have actually helped them a great deal.
Yes, I have.
And that's wonderful. Please carry on doing that. So I'm going to give you
you.
this little cherub and bless you, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Pauline.
You're very
Thank you.
welcome. Thank you. Okay, all right. So I now want a young man, and he's got a uniform on, so he must have been in the forces. And there must be pictures of him in this He's got a hat on, quite a good looking lad, quite well built, and he comes forwards quite quickly. He doesn't give me an age, but as I'm looking at him, I want to say he's in his 20s by the look of him. He's not saying that he was shot or anything like that, but I do feel this was some sort of a condition around him. I want to go to the chest area, and I don't know if they wanted to operate, because suddenly he shows me his chest area here. He has a mum and a dad still here with us, and he has family around him as well. And he must have been possibly the older of the family, because he talks about the kid brother, but I also feel there could have possibly been a sister as well. So does anybody understand any part of this?
And when you say uniform, Pauline, do you mean military? I'm sorry, I
Yes.
didn't know if I, okay,
Yes.
military, okay,
It looked military to me.
okay. Blanca is saying her son 24 in the Air Force, but he was the youngest.
Okay.
Andrea is saying 21, hat, studied paramedic, sister older. So only
Would he have
one
referred to
so
the sister
far.
as his kid's sister?
This was older sister.
But would he have referred to her as a kid sister, like an affectionate term? And was there a problem with his chest?
All right, so someone is saying, my son, everything but the chest area. He was 22 in the Navy. He was the youngest. Andrea is saying yes about the sister, I believe. Bianca is saying there was an older sister. Andrea is saying chest. Yes, I think maybe you should
Go with
speak
that
to
one. Yeah.
Andrea.
Yeah,
Okay,
please.
I've asked Andrea to unmute if she would please speak. She's unmuted. Hi, Andrea. Andrea.
Hello.
Sorry, Andrea.
Hello. 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 Can you
see her,
hear me?
Pauline?
I can hear you. I can't see you. Why can't I see you?
Oh,
Oh, I can see you. Yes, you've got glasses on.
hi.
Hi. You understand? Tell me what you understand there.
Can you see this picture of him? I'm sitting right next to it. And just the age and the hat.
Yeah.
And he was studying to be a paramedic.
Yeah, that's the square jaw that I was seeing. Yeah, okay. So would he have worn a uniform, Andrea?
Yeah.
Okay. And something with his chest area?
Yeah.
Okay. And this was quite sudden?
Yes.
Yeah. And it feels really sudden, actually, as if he went out the door and just didn't come home.
It's correct.
Okay. And other siblings around him?
He has one sister, but she's smaller, but she's older. And
Yeah,
like
that's
he was
fine.
always, yeah.
And would he have teased her by calling her his kid sister, or a familiar word like that?
Yeah, he would call her the brain because she's really smart academically.
But
And,
a lot of love between the two of them.
oh, absolutely. They're twin souls. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of love there. And I don't feel that she's moved on very well with this.
No.
And she's got bits and pieces of his, personal bits and pieces. But I'm also seeing hair. Did somebody keep a piece of hair?
Yeah, she does stuff like that. She kept a lot of his trinkets.
Yeah, personal stuff here. And okay. And I'm just getting quite a connection with his mates as well. So would she have been friendly with his friends?
Yeah, his friends were her friends and vice versa.
Yeah. And she feels like we call, I don't know how if it would fit with you, like a tomboy type of a girl, but she's actually very beautiful.
That's perfect description of her.
She's a tomboy, but she's very beautiful. He blows a kiss to her, and he talks about a missing part in a jigsaw puzzle. This isn't an actual physical jigsaw puzzle, but he is the missing part in the jigsaw puzzle of the family.
Yes, very true.
He knows that many people have not actually been able to come to terms with this.
That's very true.
And he was destined for good stuff, he tells me. Did he ever go in the armed forces, or did he ever do cadet work or anything like that?
I know what he's talking about. So he, even at his funeral, they the family thought that we should do donations to the military.
Yeah.
And he was always helping like them shovel snow, and he was always saying thank you for your service. We had neighbors that were in the military and they were 80 years old, but here he is 20 and 19, 18 helping them. Yeah,
that's fine. That's definitely him then. He liked his music loud. He was loud. In his growing up period, he was a devil to get out of bed. I feel he would almost have run out pushing a piece of toast into his mouth because he never had time to do anything.
It sounds like him.
And I've just heard a very English name, like a Kevin name. Who's Kevin?
I don't know of a Kevin. He might have had a friend named Kevin. He had a big group of friends that some of them I didn't know as well as others.
Right.
But
Okay.
he had a friend named Christian, and his name is Christopher. So I don't know if it's Christian or Christopher, maybe.
Okay. And I just feel he was, you know, those booths that you get in and have your pictures done when you, like, we call them passport things, but the kids get in and they all used to get in together and have their picture done. I do feel somewhere back is somebody's got a picture of 2 or 3 lads in one of these camera booths.
Yeah, we have. I just saw. I went over to my mom. We're moving right now. My daughter just got her own apartment, so I think that's why he's checking in. He's probably really proud of her. But we went to my mom's for dinner 2 nights ago, and there was a picture on her dresser right there by the kitchen side table. And I said, "Wow, this is from a long time ago. Look at that's our old house, and look at all you and your friends." I was saying that to his sister, and him and his sister are both in that.
Yeah, that's lovely. That's beautiful evidence. Just comes to say hi. I thought he said April, but I think he's talking about August. So is August an important month?
Yeah, it is. We're doing a memorial in August, and he brings up August a lot, and it's my mom's birthday in August.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Okay, and don't tell me, is Mum elderly?
Oh yeah.
Is she as much as 88?
No, not that old. No.
Because he's just given me 88, so I don't know what 88 means to you, but I thought he was talking about his grandmother.
Well, I'm fascinated with the number 8 because to me it represents infinity. So.
Absolutely, no beginning, no end. Okay. Okay. Who had a Chevy?
Chevy. Oh, my daughter has a horse named Chevy, and
Oh,
that was
right.
her first horse.
Let's have a horse. I don't care what it is, but I've just heard Chevy shouted at me. Well, he's definitely yours then, isn't he? 100%.
And
I'm
the
going
horse has one blue eye, and my daughter always says that that's her spirit animal. Her horse Chevy has one blue eye. It's a paint, a black and white.
Chevy. What evidence? Wonderful. Thank you so much. He's around her a lot. He's very hot on security, and I'm sure her place is locked up well, but he said, make sure.
Okay, thank you so much, Pauline.
You're very welcome. God bless, and thank you for working with me. You've been amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right.
Beautiful, Andrea. Go, Chris.
Just going to go back on, see if there were any more I'd missed before. No, I think that was it. I think I'm just on a roll now. Okay, all right. Now, I'm seeing. I'm on a road accident. It's male, definitely a male involved here, and I'm not sure if the male was thrown out of the car or he was actually walking, because I'm actually seeing him on the road, and he appears slim, again full of life and vitality, everything to live for, and very close to his family. He tells me he's very close to his family. Would have been a bit athletic, liked things like that. And I can see this ball game where they bounce the ball. That's basketball, is it? That he's showing me. He was a bit of an all-rounder. He could do many things. But I just need to place him now. So I've given quite a lot of evidence there. A road accident. Not sure if he was thrown from the car or thrown onto the road, or whether he was actually a pedestrian.
We have a few people saying they can take almost everything.
Okay, so
Have an
let's
age, Pauline?
He's quite slim, so he's not actually developed yet, but full of life. What else did I say about him? He's got to be quite slim.
Okay.
But he was
So-
full of life. He never stopped.
Okay. So we
But
have.
I'm not sure if he was hit by the vehicle or thrown out. It feels more like he was hit. That's what it feels like.
Okay. We've got a few people saying they can take everything. One says, Dawn says she can take everything but the basketball. Sally Black is saying, my son was slim. He was thrown off a motorbike. Someone is saying my son was 5 and hit by a car. He was in basketball lessons.
No, that's too young.
Okay.
That one's too young.
All right. Carol, are you reading this also? Nikki is saying he was in the car. His friend was walking down the road
Yes.
after.
I'm reading.
Very tall.
So
Nikki's saying her son was 15. Someone else is saying son was 30.
30 feels too old to me. I need
Okay.
to come back. I need to come back down.
Okay.
18, 20, around
There-
that.
There is somebody here who says male, slim. It just says Zoom user. Male, slim, 21, accident close to family. But her name is not on here. Just says Zoom user.
Okay, I can ask. That's 21. Do you want me to ask her to unmute?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. All right, Zoom user, I have asked you to unmute.
Oop.
If you could speak.
Hi.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi. So I can take Slim. He was a wrestler, so he slimmed down and he was very active. When he wasn't wrestling or doing something, he was always involved in any type of sport. He was amazing in every sport. Accident. He had a car accident and he rolled and he almost went out the window, but he died immediately. And very close to his family. Yes.
How old is this one?
21.
21. That's maximum I'd go to. So he would have done basketball as well.
He played basketball in our backyard. We had 2 basketball hoops.
Right. Okay. And very, very close to his family.
Very.
Okay. That feels okay, unless anybody else
There's someone that's saying her stepson was 20, slim. He was thrown out of a car and he loved basketball.
Oh, there.
So I'm not sure.
Right. If you could both listen and let me just go through this.
Okay.
I do definitely feel he was out of the car. I do feel he was out of the car. But whether he was in and was projected out, but it was an instant. There was no paramedics coming to see what they could do. It was there was nothing
No,
anybody
it was
could do.
instant.
Yeah. And that one, as I'm linking into you, also gives me massive head injuries.
Yes.
Massive head, probably the neck, and 59. What does that mean to you? The 59ers? What is the 59ers?
52.
50.
No, 59.
What's that?
His senior weight class. 52 is always
52. I got 59, but I can be wrong. And quite, although he was of a slim build, he was broad-shouldered.
very. Mhm.
Okay. I've now seen him lift the hood of a car. Is that where the engine is, in the hood? Or is that
Yes.
another?
Yes.
And I see him messing about in there as well.
Yes.
He could do that sort of stuff as well. Yeah.
Yeah, he did it.
There wasn't much he couldn't do. He was lovely, lovable, very, very lovable. He calls himself a lovable rogue. Now, a lovable rogue doesn't mean he was a terrible person. It means he was a devil. He was a devil and got up to all sorts of pranks.
Yes.
Okay. Was there ever a time he was hanging off a balcony somewhere?
Yes. Jumped off my balcony.
All right, it's definitely you then. Okay. Can I work with you a bit more then? All
I
right.
thought he was going to break his legs that day. Oh my goodness.
Okay, all right. So it's definitely there then. And he says that there was nothing anybody could do. There was no blame to be had by anybody. And it almost feels like he's saying to me, wrong place, wrong time.
Definitely. 1000%.
He gives me a heart to give you. So there's a lot of warmth between you two.
Yes, I love him so much.
A huge heart to give you. And just a lot of love I've got to give you from him. And I need this love to transfer to all his family as well, if you could do that for me.
Yes.
You do that for me. And he says it's time to dry the tears. Okay. It's time to dry the tears. And when that special piece of music comes on and you are in tears again, just smile. Just smile at the memories, he says. Did he used to pick you up and swing you about? Almost like a little rag doll. Okay.
Yes.
Just like a little rag doll, he says. Okay. And was there a time he was into, I don't know whether I want to be bodybuilding or doing something with my muscles?
Yes.
Okay.
Love bodybuilding.
All right. Comes with a lot of love for all his family, for you, and happy memories for him he wants to talk about. And May, the month of May he gives me.
Yes, May. May.
You may need to think about that, but May is important around him.
I feel like his girlfriend's birthday is in May.
Okay.
May 4th, I think.
Okay. Find out that, and then I've placed the May. That's great. Good. All right. I'm going to leave that love with you. Bless you. And thank you very
Thank you so much. God bless.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Zoom user, we'd love to know your name.
Oh, I'm Rosie.
Hi, Rosie. Okay.
Hi.
It's wonderful.
It's amazing. She's such a blessing. Thank you guys so much.
Very welcome. Thank you. All right. I've now got two babies here. I think they're twins. But one didn't make it. And that's all I'm getting on it. I'm getting 2 babies, but I feel one passed before the birth, but the baby had to be delivered through the birth as normal. But the one survived. There was a surviving one. And I feel the surviving child was a girl. I feel this other one was a girl as well. Does anybody understand this?
No one has taken anything so far. Carol has been typing in the chat. So it would be babies, twins, one passed before birth, 2 girls
One
most
survived.
likely.
Yeah, one survived. It's almost like the afterbirth detached, that sort of thing, because I can see it's undernourished. Okay.
Nobody's taken anything yet, Pauline.
Right. Okay. I'm going to have to leave this little soul then, because
Okay.
I know we're running towards the last 15 minutes or so. So everybody's sure they don't understand this little thing? Okay. I'm going to move it forwards now. Oh, she's just jumped in. I wasn't going to go there. I was going to go somewhere else. I've got a little girl here, and she would have loved the circuses, the clowns, all of that sort of thing. Because I can see, do you have big tops out there, what we call the big tops with the tents?
Yes.
And the circus? And she's absolutely full of life. And I'm also seeing horses. So I'm not sure whether it was an accident with a horse or whether there was horses connected with this little soul. She's absolutely stunning. She's racing round and round in front of me. She would be no more than 8, 10 max, because I'm not good on ages, but say between 8 and 10 years old. Absolutely lovely.
Okay. No one has taken anything yet. A young girl, 8 to 10 years old. She loved the circus, full of life, horses, possibly an accident with a horse. Nothing so far in the chat.
Right. Okay. That's a shame. I hate leaving kids. I hate it. All right. I don't know what else I can give you with her. That she was ill. She became unwell. I can see that happening now. But that there's a link to horses, whether she loved horses. Oh, I've just seen it. I've just seen leukemia coming up here.
Okay.
A blood condition.
If anyone possibly even knows of someone, this has happened before on some of these meetings, that it's been someone that just isn't on the meeting. And possibly somebody, when they watch it, will contact us and say, you know, I can take that. But nobody's taking anything.
No, that's okay. And whether the fact that her last wish would have been to have been put on a horse, I think that's where I want to go with that.
Okay.
But there was definitely a blood condition. I can see it now, but she loved the circus. It's the circus that I'm drawn to. Okay, all right. Now the last one I'm going to do, because I think we'll be out of time once I get this one sorted out. I need you to understand 100% everything I'm going to say here. And I have a young man here. He's very, very thin. He would have been on, I'm not even sure if he wasn't on heroin or something like that. Definitely sniffing stuff. I can see injections as well. And I can see him out on the streets. And I don't know if he'd collapsed out on the street or what happened here. But he's definitely here, and he came in earlier on, and he just needs to connect to his family. He would be late teens into his 20s. Again, I want a kid that bit his nails because his nervous system was shot to pieces. He tried very hard to not take these things, but he couldn't help himself, and then it was just one too much, and it stopped his heart.
So far we have
Jane?
One person, my son was a drug addict, very thin. He was 25. And someone else is saying my son's best friend passed from heroin. He was 26 so far.
Right. Okay.
That's what we have.
Then that's fine. I didn't want loads and loads coming on. He's
Okay.
very, very thin, very, very thin,
Mhm.
and you could almost see his bones because he didn't eat. He just.
Yeah, Jane is saying her son was very thin.
And would he have slept rough as well?
Meaning,
Slept out, not
okay.
not at home.
Jane, if you can respond to that in the chat. He couldn't sleep. Yeah. Would you like me to unmute Jane?
Okay. Yeah. So hypoactive. Yeah.
Okay. I've asked Jane to unmute.
Okay.
Here she is.
Hi, Jane. Can I talk to you?
Yes. Yes.
All right. When I say sleep out, did he stay out all night or not come home?
Well, he didn't live with me, and no, he didn't do that. But he couldn't sleep. He was very hyperactive, and from the drug use, he was just incapable of sleeping. It was very hard for him.
Okay. All right. And this thinness, I don't see any interest in food at all, more for necessity. He'd have, if he had to, he would eat for necessity. But I'm seeing him with people of the same type of problem as him.
Yes, yes. He
And
lived in a sober living house until like the last few months. So he was in rehab, for a while.
yeah, because that's what I said earlier. He did try and stop this,
Mhm.
but he couldn't, and he relapsed. And it was almost like on a relapse that the last injection or whatever it was just stopped his heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He now wants to take you back to when he was younger,
Okay.
and he wants to talk about the fun times of his life. I can see him as in the gym and swinging about on ropes and stuff like that, and just full of life and vitality.
Yeah, he did gymnastics for a while when he was
Yeah.
little. So
Did he ever do those round rings where they hold on them and pull them up? And because that's
yeah.
what he's showing me. He he was fastidious about his hair because he keeps combing his hair.
I don't know that, but he always took care of his hair. He took care of what he looked like. So
Yeah, I'm taking you back because he doesn't want you to remember that bit. He wants to come up to when he was. He said when I was a good kid, and he laughs. But he talks about the deceit and the deception, that's his biggest problem with all of this, and that's something that he just needs to say to you. I'm so sorry. But it won't bring him back. But he hopes that others might learn from his mistake of that group of friends that he had.
I think some of them have.
Good.
He had a lot.
And he says to say to you, thank you. He must have done camping as well when he was younger because he's got a tent now.
No, we had a tent that we would sleep out in the front yard every once in a while, but
That'll do me. As long as it's a tent and he's going to sleep in that, I'll have that. And was there a dog in the family, or did he play with a dog?
he had a dog. We had a lot of dogs, but he had his own dog. Yeah.
Right, talks about this dog.
He
And
loved that dog.
did he like to strum a guitar?
He actually played a balalaika when he was little,
A balalaika.
which is it's an instrument that, a folk instrument with strings. So.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And do you remember hearing him singing?
Yes. Yes.
Because he said that's the memory he wants you to hold on to, the singing, nothing else. Let it go. Let it go. And he says to move on with your own life. You have to. because you can't live in the past. You can't live in the past. Did you keep some of his things that he drew at school and put them on the fridge, or?
I kept a lot of his drawings. He was a very good artist when he was little.
Because he wants to talk about his drawings. And did you take him somewhere? I've no idea where you live. Did you take him somewhere in the snow?
Well, we live in Ohio, so we have snow, but we lived on a farm, so there was always things to do in the snow.
It's just the snow. He talks about the snow. I've no idea where Ohio is or what it's like, but he wants to talk about that. He must have won certificates or a certificate, because I'm just seeing a certificate.
Recently, or when he was little? Recently, it would have been his, his coin that he got for a year sober. He was very proud of that.
That's fine. He just wants to talk about his certificate, which is lovely. And was he a smoker as well?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And can you sometimes smell that smoke?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Sometimes.
Good. Because he says he's there and he gives you that smell of smoke. You hated it. You didn't like it.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
He would have given you that smell of smoke. Okay. Have you kept any of his baby stuff?
Yes.
Okay. That's all I needed then, because I just see baby stuff kept.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm gonna. Oh, and he gives me a name, Alan. Does that fit anywhere around you?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. I'm going to ask you to think about that, Alan, that name, because he says it again to me. I'm going to leave his love with you, and I want to thank you very much for coming forward and working with me.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Pauline. This is just amazing. And, Elizabeth and I always say that even though only a few people get to have a reading and validations, that we all get it, because it's just proof that our kids are right here with us always.
I've just seen something come down here on the chat, that some kid's dad's name was Alan and my son's name is Alan. I've just seen that come up as well.
Okay.
But as I said to you in the very beginning, I needed to make sure this one, where we were going with it. It's been wonderful to work with you all. Do you want me to stop now, Elizabeth? Because I think we're out of time.
Sure. And Pauline is kind enough to do this once a month. We are not going to be doing it. We're taking a break this summer, not in July and August. And then when we come back in September, it's going to be on Wednesdays, not on Thursday. So I believe our next meeting with Pauline will be Wednesday, September 1st. Is that right, Pauline?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, which is 3 p.m. Eastern time, and it's 8 p.m. in the UK. I'm going to ask everyone to unmute themselves to say thank you to Pauline, and thank you so much, Pauline. This was just
You're
wonderful.
very welcome.
Thank you, Pauline.
Thank
you,
you.
Pauline.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you, Pauline.
Everyone.
Thank you for the lovely
Bye.
message.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Bye-bye,
you for your
everybody.
time, Pauline.
Thank you.
Bye,
You're
everyone.
very welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.